Offensively, everybody seems to be concerned about the offense. I'm sure you're not.
Yeah, I mean, are there things that we need to get better at? Absolutely. Are there things we're working on? Sure. But as the game, as the season goes, you're gonna have some ups and you're gonna have some downs. And right now, we're not playing at the ability we can play. Um, and there's been opportunities for us. We haven't met those opportunities in those games, and that, in my opinion, is what's transpired and what has caused the dip in production. But we work hard. We're putting our minds together. We're putting effort in practice, and with the expectation that those results will happen this week, and hopefully continue on the rest of the year. But it's not like we're putting our heads in the sand and believe that we're doing what we've been doing. But at the same time, we're not panicking either.
Of course not. How would you assess Cody's play since he returned from the injury?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's been some things he can get better at, things that he was doing probably better at the beginning than now. But I think that's with everything. I think you're going to have some dips in production at times, and some plays you'd like to have back. And most of those are throws, So at the end of the day, are there throws that Cody could have completed the last few games that make everything a little bit better? Sure. But what he does do every single day is prepares like hell. He gives us great effort. He works his butt off here in practice. We're coming together as a full unit and working through things. So, I have utmost confidence that Cody is going to get back to playing at the high level that he was playing at the beginning of the year. And, there's been an adjustment period with personnel, obviously with his injury and whatnot. But again, some of it's just flat out we just haven't executed. And that's what I really look at and want to get better at.
If Ottawa loses to Saskatchewan Saturday afternoon, you will have clinched first place before you take the field. I'm guessing you will not watch 1 second. You would rather not know going into your game.
Honestly, I don't really care. It's not going to affect us one way or the other. We're going to look to win each and every week we play. Each and every week we're going to prepare to win. So I could care less. Will we know? Absolutely we're going to know. But it is not going to affect our mindset as a football team. We've already talked about the awareness factor. It's not our focus, it's our awareness. We already told our team, you could happen to go onto that field knowing you're in first place. Is that going to affect anybody's mindset? No. That was the answer. No. We are going out to win each and every week with the 45 guys we're playing with, and that's it. So our focus will always be on that, doing our best and controlling what we can control.
What do you like about Lorenzo Burns?
Well, since he's been here, he's been a student of the game. He's picked up things very quickly. He's fit in very fast with us. I watch the quick twitch that he plays with, confidence that he plays with, which a corner needs to have that. But more than that, it's just work ethic. I watch him out here working hard and obviously being able to pick up what we're doing. And again, fitting in culturally to what we are, But on the field, that's the confidence he plays with, the ability on the field that I see, with his movement patterns, with his ability to run and change direction. And I think as a DB, you want to be able to do that. And then he has a good penchant for playing the ball. So, looking forward to him being on the field.
Rambo has 50-plus-yard receptions in back-to-back games.
Thank you.
In the last 4 and 4 in the last 6. How impressed have you been with Rambo, and why has he been able to adjust to the Canadian game so quickly and so well?
Well, I mean, obviously, again, we see the end of the week we see results, but we see during the week how much he puts into it too. And he's been a student of the game since he's been here. He's worked extremely hard to learn the offense and always be ready. We ask a lot of our receivers, so each week it's a different game plan, different things to know, and he does a very good job of studying it. He has tremendous ability, though. I mean, he came here with that. I mean, he's just refined his skills and has been given opportunities, and he's made the most of it. But he has a great feel for the ball when it's in the air. I look at him like a center fielder. The ball can be thrown anywhere, and he'll track it down. So that's what he's done extremely well for us, is track down balls deep and make plays on them. And so, obviously we're going to look to do that every single week with him. I think he's a big play threat every time he steps on the field. So, but he also is a full, complete receiver too. He blocks. He can run routes, and he's tough as hell. So, I love the combination of what he brings to us and the ability that he has.
Do you have an assessment on Snead's play since his return from injury?
Yeah, I mean, he's gotten better. I mean, that's the bottom line. I think there was an adjustment period coming back, just being able to run routes, not to say differently, but the feel of his foot and all that stuff. So last week, I mean, with what we put out there and what we were given with him, I mean, I thought he did a tremendous job. So, I think he's just getting more comfortable. Is he up to the ability we're going to see him at the end of the year? No. I mean, I guarantee you he's just going to slowly but surely get better and better each and every rep he takes, because losing 10 weeks is a lot. It is. So, can't get it all back at once. But what you can do is continue to work and continue to grind, and that's what he does an extremely good job of. So I just expect that the timing gets back, the speed and everything just that gets back to what we are accustomed to with him. But right now, it's still dynamic and makes him successful when he's on the field.
A lot of great armchair quarterbacks out there, and so that's part of the reason why I've made the commitment not to be on social media during the season, because even when you're winning, people still have an opinion, and for me, it's all I care about is wins and losses. And I told you that when we first talked. I could care less about stats. If I throw for 140 yards and we win the football game, I could care less, but some people care more about other things. But in this building, in this room, all I care about is trying to clinch us a home game, a bye week, and then get us back to the Grey Cup.
How much does it affect a quarterback or any player when he doesn't play for 4 games over a 6-week period?
I think of all the positions, quarterback is affected the most. And the reason why is relationships with your receivers, familiarity and just the offense, and dropping back and feeling guys around you, the pressure, getting hit and throwing. Like, some things you can rep all you want in practice, you're not getting hit. And then all of a sudden the first time you get hit with a rep is in a game. And then there's a lot of things you don't rep. You go into the game and you just go. So it's not an excuse, but it's just one of those things. I think quarterbacks is one of those things you have to rep. And when you miss 4 weeks or 5, including the bye week, you're going to be a little bit out of rhythm. But the good news is we got some time. Hopefully we'll figure it out as the weeks progress. Like you mentioned, I think the thing I'm most proud about is 0 turnovers. And I think that's what keeps us in ball games. We have a great defense, great special teams. I know that. So we have to protect the football and score touchdowns when we get the opportunity.
This team hasn't hosted the East Finals since 2012. What would it mean for you to be able to lead the team to?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is it's for our fans. It's for the bye week, and then having one home game in front of our incredible fans, making it extremely hard on the opposing team. You win one game and you're in the Grey Cup. And so for us, we don't really look at it that way, that it's been such a drought. But the one thing I know when I signed here was the tradition and the winning tradition that was here. And I wanted to be a part of that, and I wanted to be a change of that. And so it's something that we believe in, I believe in, and I think our fans will be rewarded with an East Final game in front of them, and that place is going to be crazy. So that's our goal. You got to stay in rhythm, and you got to find a way to navigate. If you clinch so early, you got to find a way to navigate those waters. But I've played in a handful of East and West finals, and I know this, sometimes the bye week's not a great thing, so you have to stay in rhythm. And for us, if that happens, we got to find our way to stay in rhythm and play good football.
What's the way to be able to stay in that game mentality, to be able to be ready for?
Yeah, I think we have a good veteran leadership. We got good veteran core guys who understand it. I think it's just teaching the young guys how to do it, spending your time here. It's one of those bye weeks where you don't get to go home, and my family knows that. You stay here for that bye week. You work, you try and stay in rhythm so that you come out flat in a playoff game, in arguably the biggest game of the year. So that's the biggest thing, is just trying to stay in that rhythm and get your reps in.